All right, let's see how this big girl's doing. So we're getting on to the docking port now. We're going to test and see if the vehicle is recognized from the admin terminal any better than it was before. We're closed up just in case we have to call the ship up empty. Going to do a few tests here. We also need to see if the doors will even be open for us, because that's been a big problem in the PTUs, the docking doors on the station being closed. Okay, they're open when we dock to the station. I think it's just when you call the ship that it tends to be shut, which isn't good. And we're talking about these doors we're about to pass right now. Does not see it. Okay, so we gotta store the ship. I suffer, so you don't have to. We're gonna try taking all of this carbon out the Terra Gateway. Cool, only had to call it once. Let's see how this part goes. There should be a full load. And give it a sec. Instantly popped on the spindle. The instant pop on has me a little worried that contracts are still gonna be messed up, but an instantaneous loading like that, I'm sure some people would be okay with. It does say cargo transfer complete. As you can imagine, the problem is going to be on the receiving end. I'm going to have to likely manually offload all of this if it doesn't recognize the ship. So I'm going to try parking next to the external freight elevator to see if it's recognized there. I'll even try docking, which it didn't recognize here at Everest, but we're going to test out the consistency. Let's go ahead and zip back over to Terra Gateway. Alright, let's see if we get lucky and the station recognizes us. I'd say it's probably gonna be a no, but we'll see. We'll also try getting in front of the external elevators to see if that puts us on the view. Otherwise, it's a manual offload. Which, yeah, that'll take about half an hour. Oh, fingers crossed. Nope. Plan B. We are locked in place. Let's go tap the terminal to sort of claim this elevator and see if the Hull C is visible. Fingers crossed that Plan B works. Doesn't work. This is anywhere between 30 and 40 minutes of offloading. Depending on how it goes. Oh my god, it sees it. Okay, I don't know how consistent this is going to be, but right now it's working. We parked right in front of it, we claimed the elevator, and we can actually see it. And we're going to make about 800k off of this. What's up, guys? Editor Deadwake here. I'm going to save us some time. You'll notice that I had an invalid request on the screen, similar to when we had the bug where you couldn't sell more than one box. I don't catch this here, and I fly out trying to actually call for an auto load zone, you know, with the grid, request auto loading, and it doesn't work. It doesn't register it at all. I run back into the station. I try to hit this a few times, and it keeps saying invalid request, awaiting manual offload at the station. I didn't have a way to work around this. I don't know if this is a bug similar to the other one. So we're just going to go ahead and get to my manual offload portion of the video. This is a problem. This is not ideal. It sees the ship, but that is functionally useless for now. So I just watched it back, can confirm. It originally did say invalid request when I tried to hit sell. So that could be a pretty big problem. This might force us to do a manual offload, but we will try to request cargo loading and see what happens. It reminds me of the bug we had where when you tried to sell more than one box at a time, you got the invalid request. It's the same message. So it might be a further extension of that issue. I'm mashing cargo loading. Just not registering at all. That is definitely a forced manual offload. Okay, let's see how this feels. I gotta say, I might have my mind changed on the tractor beam on the Hull C. We'll see. I gotta get more use with it, but this is already feeling pretty damn good, especially now that we have more rotational control, and the lack of me kind of floating around in space and just being able to sort of rapidly grab and offload. That's already one spindle. It's only been like 3 minutes since I started offloading. So, yeah. I do think this ship would do to have 2 tractor operators, though. I really hope we have multiple tractor operators on the D and the E, because just like 2 guys doing this offload would not take long at all. And the profits would be plenty to split between a pilot, co-pilot running the whole C together. I think having just 2 chairs and the ability to remote control, like one chair gets forward turrets, one chair gets aft turrets. Yeah, I'm moving this with a lot more speed and control than I would out of my max lift, especially with the change to 32 SCU boxes. So I think, yeah, I need to officially endorse using the tractor beam for large loads on the whole C as a counter to using the max lift tractor rifle. This is actually a really enjoyable and what feels to be a pretty rapid experience. We'll see what the total time takes, because I started doing this at about 6 minutes in the recording, and we're at about 11 minutes now. So it's been 5 minutes. We'll see how long it actually takes. But yeah, all of this so far in just 5 minutes. It's 2 full spindles. All right, now we're going to start dealing with rotation, which doesn't look like it's going to be too horrible. It's going to slow us down a little bit, but once I get a rhythm, though, there we go. Oh, I'm at max movement. Okay, so positioning is going to matter. We'll have to see what kind of visual I have from the aft turret. This turret still feels good. I can still see what I'm doing. Looks like I put it where I wanted to. I'm getting used to how it feels to rotate these boxes. I mean, it's still not going to be for everybody, but this is quite an enjoyable experience, actually. I definitely think the sideways positioning at the external elevator is going to be the most opportune way to do this. Let's go rear lower first. This might be a little tougher. I'm going to have to kind of get clever with how I do this, but we should have the room we need. Right, upper rear. We might have to move the ship. We might need to actually send this down. I kind of jacked up the loading process here a bit. I see where I started to jack it up. And that's it. We did that in 30 minutes. And that's also with a lot of fixing things, sending down a whole collection before we sent it back up, correcting some stuff, correcting our ship position. That wasn't as efficient as it could be. I bet we could easily do it in 20 to 25 minutes. A full offload, thanks to the improvements to the ship's tractor beam. I'm pretty blown away by that, because before you were looking at 35, 40 minutes, moving as fast as you can with your tractor rifle. So shaving off a good 10, maybe 15 minutes of offload time with the tractors on the ship, huge, man, huge. I'd be curious to see if any of you guys end up kind of time trialing yourself, how long it takes to offload or unload your whole C. I'm going to do another test. Take one of these back. So we can do the hanger test. Ah, success. Although our balance didn't go up. Hopefully that's just a glitch on the terminal. It is. All right, cool. Yeah, we made a good 800K off of that. So cool, cool. Once you delivered it, it does allow you to sell it. Now, it looks like for now with trading, we're stuck with manual offload. But again, using the ship's tractor beam, that can be a 20-25 minute endeavor. Now the final test, I'm pretty sure I know the results of this test. We're going to store the ship and call it back out and see if it spawns in the large hangar or at the docking collar. I would assume this hasn't changed. It's probably going to spawn in the large hangar, extended, and glitched into the floor. And call it.
Vehicle selected. Stand by. Your vehicle
there it is. The struggle continues. Hopefully CIG will fix this eventually. Well, what have we learned? It recognizes your ship outside of the external freight elevators, but you get the invalid message, so you have to manually offload anyway. However, with the changes to the ship's tractor beams, they are much more efficient, and you can offload this thing full of 144 32 SCU boxes in under half an hour, easy. Probably close to 20 minutes, which is competitive, if not faster, than the onload offload of a full CAT or a full C2. It puts it in a competitive slot. It's not the task that people are afraid it is anymore, so that is huge. But yeah, the whole C is still hit or miss. Trading is probably still very viable as an option in 4.8. I don't have the rep again to test the contracts, so I can't really weigh in there, but there's a good chance those are fixed because the whole B, with the refinery orders all piling on, didn't have the collision stack issue. So I hope. As soon as this goes live, or as soon as I'm able to test experienced and above hauling contracts at the Hull C, I will have a video out for you guys. Until then, catch you on the verse.